Offer Saint Anthony what feels impossible, and he will work miracles beyond what you imagined. Welcome to Timeless Prayer. Dear friend, before we begin today's prayer, I invite you to pause with me, take a deep breath. Let the noise of the world fade for just a moment, and open your heart. Sometimes life leaves us in places where everything feels lost strength, lost direction. But Saint Anthony, the gentle miracle worker, is not only the patron of lost things, he is the intercessor for the impossible. When every door seems to close, when every effort feels exhausted, when you've whispered the same prayer so many times it hurts, that's when Saint Anthony steps in with the quiet light of hope. If today you're facing something that feels beyond repair, a dream delayed for too long, a wound that refuses to heal, a situation that seems impossible, offer it now. Lift it up in your heart and whisper it in faith. Saint Anthony, I trust in your intercession. You're not alone here. Leave a comment with your name or the name of someone you're praying for. Our community will lift that name up together. We believe in the power of united prayer. And stay with us until the middle of this video. You'll hear true stories, real miracles experienced by people just like you who dared to pray when all seemed lost. If you believe that even what's broken can be restored, even what's lost can be found, then subscribe and journey with us through this powerful prayer. Let today be the day you choose faith, even if it's only the size of a whisper. Oh, Saint Anthony, beloved and compassionate saint, I turn to you today not because I have all the answers or strength, but because I feel lost, burdened, and in desperate need of your guidance. There's something heavy in my heart, something so great and overwhelming that it feels impossible to overcome on my own. Yet, with you by my side, I trust that nothing is too late, nothing is too hopeless for your divine intervention. I lay my struggles, my fears, and my doubts before you, knowing that you will help me with what I cannot do alone and lead me through the darkness when I can see no way forward. I believe that, with your gentle and loving touch, even the most daunting obstacles can be moved, and the deepest desires of my heart can be fulfilled. Saint Anthony, I come to you with a wish that I've held for so long, something that weighs so deeply on my soul. Though others around me, practical and perhaps weary, say that my dream is impossible, that it's too late, or that I should let go, I still hold on to a quiet, unwavering belief that this desire was placed in my heart for a reason. Perhaps it's the child I've always hoped for, whose laughter would bring joy to my home. Maybe it's the dream of a home, safe, warm, and full of love, or the healing my body and spirit so desperately need. Or maybe it's that second chance I've been longing for, to begin again, to fix what is broken, or to start a new chapter. I place all these fragile hopes, all these heartfelt prayers into your compassionate hands, Saint Anthony. If this dream is truly meant for me, if this door is the one that will lead to the miracle I seek, I ask for your powerful intercession to open it wide. But if this path is not the one God has planned for me, I ask for the courage to accept it and the peace to trust that you will gently guide me towards something even greater, something better suited for my life and my journey. I put my trust in you, under your protection, and wait for the miracle that I believe is on its way. May your love and guidance bring light to my darkest hours, and may your wisdom lead me to the answers I seek. Thank you for hearing my prayer, and for being my steadfast companion in this journey of faith. Saint Anthony, you who have brought the light of hope into the darkest corners, I call upon your powerful intercession now, as I face a moment of deep struggle. I am weary, but I am not without hope. I trust with all my heart that my waiting and my yearning have not been in vain, and that heaven's grace can make the impossible possible. Saint Anthony, your loving care is my anchor in this storm, and I know that, even when the road feels too difficult, with your help, a miracle is still possible. I trust in your power to transform situations that seem beyond saving, and I wait with unwavering faith, knowing that your intercession brings divine change. In this moment of uncertainty, I cling to the truth that even the most desperate situations can be touched by God's love and grace, with a heart full of both hope and sorrow. I turn to you, blessed Saint Anthony. My heart is heavy, burdened by sickness and troubles so deep that they seem insurmountable. There are those around me, and even I myself, who endure pain so intense, waiting for medical answers that may change everything. My soul grieves for those whose bodies are weak, whose spirits feel defeated, and whose faith is teetering on the edge of despair. Please, Saint Anthony, stretch forth your comforting hand to those who need healing, for those waiting for a life-altering diagnosis, for the courageous souls battling diseases that threaten to take away their strength, and for families who stand helpless as they watch a loved one fight for their life. Send your prayers and intercession. Bring strength and solace to those who are struggling mentally and physically, and grant them the fortitude to keep going. May they feel your comforting presence, and may their hearts find solace in God's deep, unshakable love. For those who are overwhelmed by financial ruin, trapped in never-ending legal battles, or drowning in emotional pain, I beg you, Saint Anthony, to show them the way. When everything seems lost, and there is no light at the end of the tunnel, help them find a glimmer of hope. You are the saint of impossible situations, and I know that your divine guidance can lead us to the way out of these unbearable trials. Clear the path, Saint Anthony, where all seems blocked, and let your miraculous light shine into these struggles, transform despair into strength, fear into courage, and hopelessness into a future full of possibility. I place my trust in your care, knowing that with your intercession, we will find the courage to endure, the strength to overcome, and the miracle we so desperately need. In this moment, I open my heart to receive God's grace, trusting that, through your prayers, the impossible will become possible, and hope will rise again in the midst of hardship. Kind and loving, O Anthony, I come before you today, lifting up the silent pain of unspoken dreams, the tears of hopes that have been denied, and the weight of constant rejection that burdens the heart. I place before you the suffering of those who have faced closed doors time and time again, those who have poured their heart and soul into their endeavors, only to see them crumble in despair. I especially pray for those who have bravely sought work, attending countless interviews, only to hear no repeated with each attempt, for the business owners whose innovative ideas are dismissed, for students whose applications are denied despite their tireless dedication, and for those whose hearts ache from rejection in love and human connection. I ask for your intercession. The sting of being overlooked, dismissed, and unappreciated can erode one's spirit, leaving behind only the harsh weight of disappointment. Saint Anthony, you who have a special gift of finding what is lost, I ask you to help those whose faith has been shaken, whose efforts have not been recognized, and whose hope has dwindled with each passing trial. In your loving kindness, I beg you to open new doors for them, doors they could not see before, paths that lead to unimagined opportunities and chances for their gifts to be acknowledged and embraced. Give them the courage to rise again, to see that rejection is not the end, but rather a redirection, an opportunity for something even better, even more suited to them. Let their hearts be filled with renewed hope, with the strength to try once more, armed with the wisdom to discern the right opportunities, the right connections, and the right love. May the road ahead, blessed by your grace, lead them to a new beginning, a place where their dreams can bloom and flourish, a place where their efforts are rewarded and their hearts find peace. Saint Anthony, I place my trust in you. I wait for a miracle, knowing that with your divine help, the impossible becomes possible. Under your protection, I believe that the lost will be found, that new hope will rise, and that joy will return to those who have suffered in silence. Through your intercession, may all things be made new, and may the deep desires of their hearts be realized in the fullness of time. Merciful Saint Anthony, with a heart weighed down by sorrow, I come before you today, lifting up the brokenness of relationships that feel beyond repair. I pray for every husband or wife who suffers in silence, their heart aching as they long for their loved one to come back, to remember the vows they once shared. I ask for healing for every mother whose heart is heavy with worry, as she prays for her child to overcome addiction, to find health again, and to return to a life of hope and purpose. I also lift up everyone who feels abandoned, drifting through life in loneliness because their family has fallen apart, leaving behind an emptiness that seems impossible to fill. These wounds, St. Anthony, are deep and painful, cutting to the very core of our being, leaving us feeling broken and lost. We turn to you in prayer, asking for your intercession to bring peace where there has been strife, forgiveness where anger has taken root, and understanding where communication has ceased. We pray for the strength to humble ourselves, to see where we have faltered, to apologize with sincerity, and to offer true forgiveness. St. Anthony, you who have helped so many find what was lost, we trust that you can restore the lost love, the lost trust, and the lost peace in these fractured relationships. We ask you to soften hearts, open minds that have been closed, and build bridges over the walls of misunderstanding that divide us. May your divine assistance lead to words of kindness, actions of love, and moments of healing that can slowly, but surely, mend the torn fabric of these broken bonds. We know that nothing is impossible for you, and we place our trust in your powerful intercession, waiting for a miracle that will bring restoration, healing, and a renewed sense of family and connection. Let sadness be turned into joy, and let the brokenness be made whole once more. Saint Anthony, we put our faith in you, under your protection, and we wait for the miracle you can provide, knowing that with your help, all things are possible. Oh, glorious Saint Anthony, I come before you now, utterly weary, standing at the precipice where all hope seems to have abandoned me. My strength is drained, my spirit heavy, and the will to carry on is but a faint whisper in my heart. For those burdened by this deep exhaustion, this crushing sadness, I humbly ask you, beloved Saint, to lift them up gently, to raise them from the depths of despair, and to reignite the faint embers of their hope. Remind them that even when logic and reason say no, faith has the power to move mountains. I find myself stuck, lost in a sea of uncertainty. I've done all I can, knocked on every door, filled out countless forms, made endless calls, and prayed with all my heart. But still, nothing changes. My finances are tight, my mind is consumed with worry, and the hope that once burned brightly in me now flickers faintly, barely a spark. But now, in this moment, I stop. I turn my tired heart, my weary eyes, and my fragile hope toward you. You, who are known for finding what is lost, are also a beacon for those who have lost their way, their energy, their peace. You have the power to guide us when we feel lost, to restore our strength when it wanes, and to bring calm to the storms within our souls. With all that I am, I ask you, Saint Anthony, to open a door that I haven't yet considered, to send the right person into my life at exactly the right time, and to bring forth the perfect opportunity at just the moment I need it most. I do not seek a grand miracle that dazzles and overwhelms, but a simple, real miracle, one that makes a tangible difference, like a call I've been waiting for, a new opportunity, a kind word that shifts everything. Please, Saint Anthony, I ask for your intercession so that I and all those who feel stuck can breathe freely again, to feel hope revive in our hearts, and to move forward not in fear, but with strong, unshakable faith. Let us walk confidently, knowing that with your help, we can face whatever comes our way. Amen. Beloved friend, in this sacred moment, let us come together in prayer and reflection, acknowledging the miracles that unfold quietly, transforming ordinary lives, just like yours and mine. Saint Anthony, a saint of immense compassion and divine intervention, continues to work in the lives of countless individuals, showing us that even in the darkest times, there is always hope. As we lift our hearts in prayer, remember, you are not alone. Saint Anthony is with you, guiding you, and working on your behalf, even when you cannot see it. Just as countless others have experienced, your miracle is closer than you think. Let me share with you a story of Elena, a 42-year-old teacher from Florence, Italy. She had recently lost her job just a month before Christmas due to the school cutting its budget. With 2 children to care for and a mortgage to pay, the weight of despair settled in. She sent out countless applications, but no one responded. One evening, with tears streaming down her face, Elena stumbled upon a video of a prayer to Saint Anthony. She didn't expect anything, but with a heart full of faith and eyes full of tears, she prayed every night, even in her deepest moments of sorrow. On the 10th day of her prayers, a private school reached out for an urgent interview. They had unexpectedly lost a teacher, and Elena was offered a part-time position. Within a month, it became a full-time role. I truly believe Saint Anthony opened the right door at the right time, Elena said, her voice steady with a conviction that could only come from experiencing the miracle firsthand. Friend, if you are in need of a miracle like Elena, know that Saint Anthony hears your prayers, and divine doors are opening for you as well. Consider Thomas, a retired mechanic in Munich, who was living alone after the passing of his beloved wife. The loneliness weighed heavily on him, and when a minor accident left him with overwhelming medical bills, he felt as if he had become a burden. He was lost, with no hope in sight. Then, a close friend sent him a video prayer to Saint Anthony. Though he didn't expect anything to change, Thomas whispered the words of the prayer each day, holding on to the smallest bit of faith. Just 3 days later, an unexpected call came. It was his niece, someone he hadn't heard from in over 5 years. She had just started a new job at a care facility near his home and offered to help him move in with full support. "I didn't just get help," Thomas said, his eyes filled with tears. "I got my family back." Saint Anthony had worked behind the scenes, restoring not only his health but also his family bonds. Know this, friend. Saint Anthony's compassion reaches you. No matter the loneliness or trials you face, you are seen, and the divine help you need is already on its way. Let me share another story that may resonate deeply with you. Anna Maria, a single mother, was living the nightmare of any parent. Her 16-year-old son, David, had run away after a terrible argument. Days turned into weeks with no word, and the silence grew unbearable. In her desperation, Anna Maria found a video prayer to Saint Anthony. She wrote her son's name in the comments and prayed every night, clinging to God with nothing left but faith. On the 7th day, the phone rang. It was the police. David had been found safe at a train station. When Anna Maria embraced her son, he shared that a stranger had helped him and spoke to him gently about prayer. "I knew then," Anna Maria said, "that St. Anthony had been with him all along, guiding him home." Friend, if you have lost hope or are facing challenges with your loved ones, know that St. Anthony's guidance is not only available but actively working to bring restoration, healing, and love back into your life. Even if the miracle you are praying for has not yet appeared, something within you has already shifted. Your heart is lighter, and hope is beginning to stir. The peace you are feeling right now is Saint Anthony at work in your life, even if you don't see the outcome yet. Remember, faith is the belief in things unseen. Trust that your breakthrough is on its way. Saint Anthony is working, and soon your life will become a testament to God's grace, filled with the miracles you have prayed for. If this prayer has touched your heart, take a simple step forward in faith. Comment, "Saint Anthony, I believe in miracles," or share the name of someone you are praying for, especially if they are facing financial, health, or emotional struggles. Our community will lift them up in prayer, creating a sacred space of collective faith. And if you feel peace in your soul, take a moment to subscribe and share this message, for you may be the reason someone else finds their miracle today. May Saint Anthony continue to guide your steps, and may your life soon overflow with testimonies of God's incredible grace and the miracles you've been waiting for. Trust that your breakthrough is on the horizon, for you are under His protection, and your prayers will not go unanswered. Now, before we begin the next powerful prayer, I invite you to take a moment to pause, breathe deeply, and open your heart. In the midst of life's struggles and uncertainties, when everything feels lost and impossible, remember that you are not alone. St. Anthony, the gentle miracle worker, stands ready to intercede on your behalf. As we come together in faith, let us trust in His powerful guidance and the miraculous transformations that can unfold when we place our hopes and struggles in His hands. Now, let us lift up our hearts and prayers as we begin. A powerful prayer for the impossible. Prayer to Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony, beloved miracle worker, I come before you with a heart weighed down by struggles that feel too heavy to bear. In this moment of my life, when the world around me seems overwhelming, I call upon you with all my faith. There are times when life leaves us feeling lost, when every path we have walked leads us into a dead end, and every prayer feels unanswered, when the weight of what feels impossible threatens to crush our spirit. You, Saint Anthony, become a beacon of hope. You are not only the patron of lost things, but also the intercessor of the impossible. I stand before you now, Saint Anthony, humbled by my circumstances. Life has led me to places where hope seems distant, where every door I've knocked on remains closed. And yet, I still believe that with God's grace, nothing is truly beyond reach. I offer to you all that I feel is impossible in my life, the dreams I've held for so long, the wishes that I thought were too distant to achieve, the wounds that have been too deep to heal. Please, Saint Anthony, I ask for your powerful intercession in my struggles. I lay my heart and my desires before you, trusting in your divine wisdom. You who have guided so many lost souls through their darkest times, help me find the light in my own. I turn to you not because I am strong or capable, but because in my weakness, I need your intercession. I trust that your gentle hands will guide me through the storms, helping me find the peace and solutions I seek. Lord, I know that all things are in your hands, and I submit my prayers to you, trusting in your perfect will. In times of despair, I come to you for the miracles that I can no longer achieve on my own. You have been the source of hope for countless souls, and now I ask that you shine your light on my journey. Through your help, I believe that even what seems impossible can be made possible, for with God, all things are within reach. I lift up before you the dream I have long carried in my heart. Perhaps it is a child that I've been longing for, whose laughter will fill my home with joy. Maybe it is the hope for a new home, a place of peace and safety where love will abound. Or maybe it is the healing I so desperately need, either physically or emotionally, to restore me to wholeness once again. There are times when the pain feels unbearable, and the answer feels so far out of reach. But I believe that with your help, Saint Anthony, this dream, no matter how impossible it may seem, can still come to fruition. If the path I seek is truly the one that will bring me closer to the miracle I need, I ask you, Saint Anthony, to open that door wide. Let your intercession make a way where there seems to be none. But if this path is not the one that God has planned for me, I ask for the courage to accept it. Help me, Saint Anthony, to trust that you will lead me towards something better, something even more suited for my life's journey. In this moment of uncertainty, I place all my trust in you. Please guide me to the answers I need and show me the way forward. Bring comfort to my troubled heart and peace to my restless soul. I believe that you are interceding for me, even as I pray, and that through your miraculous touch, the impossible can become possible. For those of us facing health struggles, those whose bodies are worn, whose diagnoses bring dread, and whose spirits are tired from the weight of sickness, I turn to you, Saint Anthony. May your prayers bring the healing we seek for those enduring emotional and mental anguish, for the families torn apart by illness or addiction. I ask you to send your intercession. Let the healing power of God flow into their lives and restore their strength. Bring them peace and surround them with love and comfort. I also pray for those who struggle with financial burdens, who find themselves trapped in never-ending debts, or who feel as though their hard work goes unnoticed, for those trapped in legal battles that seem insurmountable, for the entrepreneurs whose dreams are dashed by rejection, and for the job seekers who have been turned away time after time. I ask you to intervene, Saint Anthony. Your divine guidance can open the door that has been closed and bring light into the most hopeless of situations. I trust that through your intercession, the impossible can be made possible, and the weight of these burdens can be lifted. Saint Anthony, I offer to you the silent pain of rejection, the struggle of hopelessness, and the heartache of unfulfilled dreams. For those who feel overlooked, unseen, or unappreciated, I ask for your divine help. Help them to rise again, to find new paths, and to see the hope that still exists. Give them the courage to persevere, the strength to stand tall once more, and the wisdom to find new opportunities. May they see that rejection is not the end, but a redirection, guiding them toward something greater. For those facing broken relationships, whether in marriages, between parents and children, or between friends, I ask for your intercession. Saint Anthony, heal the wounds caused by misunderstanding. Bring reconciliation where there has been division, and restore the bonds of love and trust. For every parent who prays for their child's return from addiction, or every spouse who prays for their partner's healing, I ask that you restore what has been lost. Bring peace into these troubled hearts, and heal these broken bonds with your divine touch. Finally, Saint Anthony, for all those who feel alone, who are burdened by loneliness, despair, or exhaustion, I ask for your intercession. For those who have lost all hope and feel as if they cannot go on, bring comfort. For those whose prayers seem unanswered and whose hearts are weary, I ask that you send them a miracle, however small, to remind them that they are not forgotten. I place my entire trust in your hands. Saint Anthony, I believe that you will guide me through this storm, and that in God's perfect timing, the miracles I seek will come to pass. I trust that, even when I cannot see it, you are working behind the scenes to open doors that I cannot open on my own. I know that with your help, all things are possible. Thank you, Saint Anthony, for your constant intercession. I will continue to place my faith in you, trusting that you will lead me through every impossible situation and bring about the miracle I so desperately need. With your guidance, Saint Anthony, I trust that I will not face any challenge alone. You are my anchor, my intercessor, and my hope in times of despair. Thank you for the miracles you have already brought into my life, and for those that are still on their way. May your loving compassion and intercession continue to bring peace, healing, and hope to all who seek your help. Through your powerful prayers, may the impossible become possible, and may hope rise again in every heart. In your blessed name, Saint Anthony, I pray. Amen. Saint Anthony, you who have shown countless miracles, I place my faith fully in your divine intervention. You are a saint who understands the deepest of human suffering and the struggles that seem insurmountable. You have helped those who were lost in faith, broken in spirit, and devastated by circumstances beyond their control. I turn to you now, trusting that your power to intercede on behalf of all who seek your assistance will once again work in miraculous ways. There are those among us, Saint Anthony, who suffer from the weight of burdens too heavy to carry alone. For the parents struggling with the health of their children, for the children caught in the turmoil of broken homes or shattered dreams, I ask for your intercession. Your tender care and understanding for those in distress are a light to all who turn to you. I pray that you send your gentle guidance to those families, healing hearts and restoring the bond of love that connects them. For those struggling with addiction, whether it be to substances, unhealthy relationships, or negative habits, I ask for your intercession. Break the chains of addiction and fill the hearts of those suffering with a new sense of peace and purpose. Help them to rediscover their inner strength and walk the path of healing. Let your light shine upon them, and may they see their worth and their ability to rise above the struggle. Saint Anthony, you know the heartache that comes from feeling trapped in a cycle of pain and despair. There are many who feel as though they have no way out, who feel as though their situation will never change. Please, Saint Anthony, show them the way. Let them feel your presence with them, guiding them, walking beside them as they take each step forward. May your intercession break through the darkness that surrounds them, and may they experience the miracle of transformation that only you can bring. For those facing financial difficulties, for the workers who are struggling to make ends meet, for the business owners who see their dreams slipping away, I ask for your intercession. Saint Anthony, you have shown countless people that even the most dire of financial situations can be turned around with faith and trust in God's providence. I pray that you open doors for those who are in desperate need of assistance. Lead them to opportunities they may have never imagined and bring solutions to their struggles. I ask that you remove the barriers preventing them from reaching the stability they so deeply need. May their efforts bear fruit, and may they find new paths to success and prosperity. I also pray for those who are facing emotional pain, whether it be from grief, loneliness, or feelings of inadequacy. Many of us carry invisible wounds that others do not see. but they weigh just as heavily on our hearts as any physical pain. For those suffering in silence, I ask that you bring them comfort, peace, and a renewed sense of purpose. Help them to know that they are not alone, and that with each passing day, healing is taking place. I pray that you lift the weight of sorrow from their hearts, Saint Anthony, and replace it with joy, hope, and peace that surpasses all understanding. Saint Anthony, you who have brought peace to troubled souls and brought miracles to the lives of those who were desperate, I turn to you with unwavering faith. I know that you will intercede for me and for all those who seek your help in their most desperate times. I trust that through your intercession, we will find strength when we are weak, hope when we are discouraged, and love when we feel abandoned. I place my own hopes and dreams before you. Saint Anthony, knowing that you will guide me toward what is best for me according to God's perfect will. When I face obstacles that feel impossible to overcome, I trust that you will show me the way. When I lose my way, I know you will be there, guiding me back to the path of faith and grace. You are my protector, my guide, and my source of hope. And so, Saint Anthony, I continue to place my trust in you. I ask for your continued intercession for all who are suffering, for all who are waiting for a miracle, and for all who are feeling hopeless. Please continue to guide us toward the light and help us to see that, with God's help, the impossible can be made possible. Thank you, Saint Anthony, for being there for all who call upon you in their hour of need. Thank you for your unwavering love and your constant prayers. We trust in your intercession. Knowing that miracles are on their way, may the impossible become possible in our lives, and may the grace of God flow freely through our hearts, transforming our lives in ways we could never have imagined. I conclude this prayer with a heart full of gratitude, knowing that you are working on my behalf, even in ways I cannot see. Saint Anthony, I believe in the miracles you have brought and the miracles that are yet to come. With your help, I will face whatever comes my way, knowing that I am never alone. Amen. Saint Anthony, you are a beacon of hope for all who feel lost, confused, and burdened by life's trials. I come to you now with renewed faith, trusting that your loving care and intercession can heal what is broken, mend what is torn, and open the doors that have been shut for so long. I lift up my heart to you, knowing that you understand the depths of my suffering, and that with you by my side, no burden is too heavy to bear. In times when everything seems uncertain, when the path forward is unclear, I turn to you, Saint Anthony, for guidance. I ask for your assistance in the decisions I must make, the crossroads I must face, and the paths I must walk. You have helped so many in their moments of great uncertainty. Please show me the way forward. Even when the road seems impossible, remind me that with God's grace and your intercession, all things are possible. I ask that you lead me to the people who can help me, the opportunities I cannot yet see, and the peace that has eluded me for so long. Open my eyes to the beauty that remains in my life, even amidst the chaos. You, who have restored so many to wholeness, please restore my strength and my spirit, renew my sense of purpose, and help me to walk confidently, knowing that you are with me every step of the way. For those whose faith is wavering, whose hearts are filled with doubt, I ask for your intercession. Sometimes the weight of the world can cause us to question everything we believe in. For those who feel disconnected from God, who have lost the strength to pray, and for those who have forgotten the power of miracles, I ask that you guide them back to the source of all hope. Help them to rediscover the beauty of their faith, the power of prayer, and the infinite love of God. May they come to know with certainty that even in their darkest hours, God's light shines upon them. Help them to see that faith, no matter how small, is enough for miracles to unfold. Saint Anthony, I ask for your healing touch for those who are suffering, especially those who feel they have been forgotten by the world. For the sick, for the brokenhearted, for the lonely, for the hopeless, I ask for your intercession. Touch them with your divine love, and may your prayers bring about healing in their lives, for those who are enduring long-term illnesses, for those waiting for answers from doctors, for those who have been battling physical pain for so long. I pray that they experience God's healing hand through your intercession. May their bodies be renewed and their spirits be lifted. I pray, too, for those whose hearts are broken from the loss of loved ones. Grief can weigh heavily on the soul, leaving us with questions that seem to have no answers. For those mourning the passing of family members, friends, or spouses, I ask that you bring comfort and peace. Help them to know that their loved ones are not lost forever, and that God's love transcends even death. May their hearts be filled with the warmth of the hope that we will be reunited one day in heaven, and may they feel your presence as they journey through their grief. For those experiencing financial struggles, or who are burdened with worries about their future, I ask for your divine intervention. You know the hardship that comes with poverty, with being without the means to provide for oneself or one's family. You know the anxiety and the hopelessness that can arise when bills pile up and opportunities seem non-existent. I place these burdens in your hands, Saint Anthony, asking for your help to open doors that have been closed, to bring the right people into their lives, and to help them find a way out of their struggles. May they never lose hope, knowing that God always provides even when the path seems unclear. I also lift up to you all who are struggling in their work lives, whether they are seeking new employment, facing difficulties in their current jobs, or dealing with workplace conflicts. For those who feel unseen and unappreciated, whose hard work goes unnoticed, I ask that you bring justice and recognition into their lives. Help them find the fulfillment and success they deserve, and guide them toward opportunities that will bring them peace, stability, and joy. Saint Anthony, you are the patron of lost things, but you are also the patron of those who feel they have lost their way. You have helped people who were physically lost, emotionally adrift, and spiritually empty. I place all those who are lost in your care, those who are lost in their purpose, in their relationships, in their careers, and in their faith. Please guide them back to the right path. Help them find their way, and restore them to the peace that comes from knowing they are in alignment with God's will for their lives. I trust that with your help, Saint Anthony, we will find the strength to rise above any obstacle that comes our way. For all the situations that seem impossible, I know that God has a plan, and that your prayers will bring about the miracles we need. May your intercession, Saint Anthony, continue to bring hope, healing, and miracles to all those who are seeking a way out of their trials. And for me, Saint Anthony, I ask that you continue to guide me through this journey. Help me to trust in God's perfect timing and to have faith that, in the end, all things work together for good. Remind me that even when the situation seems impossible, God is working in ways that I may not yet understand. Help me to remember that the seemingly impossible can, and often does, become possible when we place our trust in God. I believe, Saint Anthony, that you are working on my behalf right now, even as I pray. I know that you are interceding for me, bringing me closer to the answers I seek. I place my heart, my hopes, and my dreams in your hands, trusting that you will guide me to the miracles that are waiting for me. I thank you, Saint Anthony, for your constant intercession and for the countless miracles you have brought into my life and the lives of others. May the impossible become possible in my life and in the lives of all those I pray for. May my heart be filled with peace, knowing that with your help, all things are possible. Amen.